SRG doesn't bring this pick out very often, but these are the compositions that bring out again. That is a wild card pick, a chip.
Honestly, very good draft coming in from TLID. The only thing that I worry about the Kufra is if you don't get onto your target and then the real world manipulation pops up, I don't see a world where the Kufra get out, you know. So that's just my personal opinion. TLID looks like to have a very good draft. Right now, Oxiana Arena, make some noise because we're about to start game number 2 with Naisu, Leo, and Mirko.
Thank you so much, panel, for breaking it down. And you know what? 100% win rate on the Kufra. 2 games, I would flex it too. But again, the lineups here, how do we feel about it, Mirko?
Hey, I've never seen Aran play the Cho.
Yeah.
I've seen Witty play the Cho. I've seen Witty play the Chip. But the one Aran is new.
Hey, this is a Witty party incoming.
It is. It's gonna have to work for them again. A long game number 1 that we just witnessed. Will it change this time around in game 2? Jumping into the land of dawn. Can they even out the series here for the home team, SRG? Take a look. Jungler, the matchups. You know, we've seen just constant Hayabusa pop up time and time again, and it works for a lot of teams. We saw it earlier on from SRG. We'll see if they replicate it. But yeah, the Kufra pick. Is this going to work out really well for SRG to set things up here?
Some tells me it's a little bit more in-your-face type of response, especially to the shortcut. It's very similar to the Arlott, wherein you swipe him out of order. Here you just full-on combo.
Vitalize from Witty. They can actually steal his weights, guys. With the bot shadow, turns bench. Knocking him up. Yum's very low. Oh, gets away.
Survives via the bouncing ball. Fabian fails to find any more on the clapback. Big win for SRG.
Already with the first of blood, good to start here for Sakai's. Early kills on this Hayabusa are going to help him have that momentum to be looking for, and take a look at the emblems too. You know, he's got the Warcry emblem, so he wants that little extra damage. We saw this and how fast he scaled early on, but also to top it off, you know, Innocent playing this Ranger, we saw what he did previously. He broke records on it. How many kills did we have?
19.
19 on the Granger, setting records, and also it just got one of the awards, of course, here for M6. Aaron Shiki looks to be the focus up here, but Witty is here to help back him up. Now, even for TLID, with this kind of lineup, they want to play as a team, have that front right around the real-world manipulation, and if they can get a pick-off with a run later on, because, like Mirko said, this is not typical where you see him picking up that Cho, but they have pick-off potential for them.
Slow roll on this Lord, the approach by both teams. Small lead for Team Liquid ID. They make B-roll line for it.
Yep, it's the Blitz. Retribution. Oh! The Dragon and the Flicker over to Yums, bringing him back now. RWM coming down with SOD too. Aaron Shiki not going to take it. Witty with a flank.
And they go in, knocking up Cram. Not much of a punch though. Team Liquid ID spread out.
Shadow kill. Instant revitalize coming in from Witty. Crash Course 2. Sky's gonna be stunned up. Goes over to Quad Shadow and disengages. Cram caught another Crash Course. Pops in the split. This should be the disengage unless... No, right? Okay, yeah.
Aaron holding his ground there, checking where Crown was gonna go either way. Liquid ID happy with the turtle secure here. Selangor Giants, something tells me the ghosts of game 1 are still hunting them.
They're still hunting them, and with that, they go with an adjustment, but nothing too crazy, you know? But at this point, this is where you start to see those first items getting a little bit closer here, and where we start to see some of the power spikes already happening, especially for the junglers themselves. And every single time, I mean, even their journey up to this point, when TLID brought this chip to play, they play around it really, really well. And it is one of the few teams, or at least one of the few picks, that TLID likes to go ahead and utilize. There's the Hunter Strike already for Fabian, locked in. First item priority for him, but Sakai's and Yums will look elsewhere across map. Good wave cutting here and management too on the bottom side, but TLID still kind of just waiting. They can always use a shortcut if they need it.
That's the threat of activation that Witty is using. Just the mere thought of a Witty party crashing into you is enough to keep Selangor Giants on their own side of the map. This is devious. Team Liquid ID knows that they've got SRG up against a corner.
And Fabian is now 2 levels ahead of Skies. He's constantly invading because Aran is cutting the wave, giving him so much tempo on the map. And, wow, that's a good read. SOD in towards the top side jungle of SRG. And it spots them. Now Fabian is going to stay in the bottom lane.
He's going to stay there, working forward. Yums gets information on Cram at least. Not sure if he's going to do much here, but it's more so just giving vision on this side of the map. They know Sakai's is actually starting things up. And like you mentioned, you know, he's falling further behind up to this point, but the rest of the team gets in position for the turtle here.
A singular ult from Weedy can actually pull the rest of TLID into the turtle pit, and they're just waiting for his call.
Okay, Yums not spotting the bush. Weedy though, getting chunked quite low. Aran, way the dragon over the skies. This is a 2v1 situation. There's a shortcut coming down. Oh, he takes a shortcut. Leaves skies all alone in the bottom lane.
And now suddenly it's underneath the turtle. The pit is tight.
Target advantage and the rage. That's Jeh's skill pinned down to the wall. Fabian forced to blink away. Sky's now returning in. No battle kill. Innocent is gunning Aran down slowly but surely.
Might not have been part of the plan to take Cram with him, but here we are anyways. SRG pushing into mid.
Okay, should still be able to defend this. Curse Blastu! SOD into the back. Aran going in. Skies gets the kill on Witty. Aaron will blink in towards the mid lane.
There's a whole lot of shortcuts happening and a whole lot of usage of that macro style and option, but TLID will lose this turtle as Sakai's secures it in. Took him a little longer to go ahead and lock in, but they get it. Now whittling down at the gold lead, so it's pretty much non-existent. So that's the thing, you know, TLID has to go ahead, and sometimes if they use a shortcut in their favor, we have also seen where sometimes it works against you.
And it's all about Yums in these fights. We've seen it many times before. Fabian soul separate into Innocent. Yums can try it. Predicted. Aran in the back actually missing the Jikundo flicker. Bouncing ball on him. Fabian just quelling him and forcing him to back away.
Hey, even if Yums did miss, I'll still call that a win. They forced the rest of Team Liquid ID to disengage, and that allows the rest of SRG to actually build up on the lead that they got through that back and forth through the turtle, and the shortcut canceled. The shortcut made use against Liquid ID. Now the switch, look at this. This is Cram actually now putting some pressure on Aaron Shiki.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. And this is also Skypiercer now being picked up by Innocent, second item after that Hunter Strike locked in. Over on the other side, Aaron Shiki just has the Corrosive Sight, so still working on his and building that up. But ultimately, it's just a whole lot. This is probably one of the most macro level games with these kind of lineups, especially when you throw a chip into it. But now, next turtle coming up here in just a second, you're going to see how they rotate through as the golden staff is picked up by Aaron Shiki.
It's almost like both these teams, Liquid ID, they like to play in the late game in MPO Indonesia, right? For SRG, we've seen them transition into late game comebacks. Aran, Shadow kill onto with Dragon Kick, Yums in. Real world manipulation, Eternal Guard coming out. Yums still able to survive.
A little too much time taken, Yums. They can now here by the untouchable one, and now he's underneath 3.
Okay, whoa, what? Cram jumps in under the turret, gets punished for Innocent, gets the kill. Fabian low. That's another not able to find. This guy's gonna be pinned down to the wall as a Purify gets used by Aaron Shiki. It's a 2-for-2 at the end of the day. Innocent with the skill. Aaron Shiki with the Spear of Misery.
Looking for that angle. Could have been deadly. If Sakai's get caught underneath that turtle, would have been a surefire win for Team Liquid ID. SRG minding their positions.
And with this last turtle, fought for and fought for right now, and Aran goes in. Nice.
Okay, Couch Bench, Rage, Terrified down. Aran gonna be very low, able to escape as a shortcut comes in. Aaron Shiki joining the fight.
Here comes the Witty party. Sakai's taken out by Fabian. Killed him.
Cram, split, the gun down with the Rhapsody. Witty gonna be locked down. This picks up another kill. That's another sack into the Skypiercer. Aaron Shiki forced back under the tier 1.
Liquid ID cannot take this fight. They have no frontliners. And look at Ikram asserting himself underneath tier 1.
And now SRG has control. They got the last objective, the last turtle. They get a turret off of an Innocent. Capitalizes by picking up the Malefic Roar. A whole lot here happened for SRG and a momentum shift in their favor now.
Without Witty, without Aran coming in from the odd angle, Team Liquid ID just can't pick fights. They need the peel. Fabian just doesn't cut it. He's technically still an assassin fighter.
Yep. More fighter than assassin, almost even, right? It's very hard for Fabian, especially considering there's just so much peel. There's obviously Yums, who's always looking for opening. There's Stormy, who's playing so far back, even further behind of Innocent in these fights to get that Terrify peel.
The crazy thing about it is Stormy, just like we saw him last game. Whoa, hold on.
Shortcut.
Drop down.
Yums. Spear of Misery coming down. That's going to be Witty. Caught in the time pass. Witty's still able to escape right now. The sun connects on towards Mr. Innocent.
Oh! Coming in! They're oiled up! That's Aran finding him in the back line! Innocent's down!
Yums. Counter bench and no rage. Aaron Shiki with a blink. Prime with a flicker in. Aaron Shiki's able to kite away. The split get used up. Real world manipulation.
Fabian looking for the Queller, serves up a kill to Yehezkiel, and Cram, the only survivor.
Fabian looking for the kill. That's a soul sever to get more sustain. Cram getting the pass. Sniped down by Flavor Fave.
Finds the shot, and Sakai's couldn't do anything but watch as the team was dismantled by the cavalry.
Main strength of the Suyo is his almost infinite utility. At all sorts of different ranges, any different kind of damage profiles, you can use his kit, and he's currently deathless. Now they're blitzing the Lord.
Don't take it, guys. Taylor is holding his fort just on the quad shadow. Now the First Lord over to Liquid ID.
And with that, they find themselves probably the most gold lead they've had throughout this game. It's been the back and forth overall, and Witty will keep trying and trying again. Sometimes the shortcut works out for him, and sometimes you have something like that happen. And now they have the Lord in their favor, ready to march forward. They're going to focus down in the mid lane if they can to take some of these tier 1s and tier 2s down.
Everything is going according to plan for Team Liquid ID. The Ghost of Jakarta just one kill on Yehezkiel's Eve. Aaron Shiki currently untouched. What does Selangor Red Giants need to do? It seems like all of their angles, the whole Cram jumping onto someone just isn't paying off anymore.
That's not at this point. They have to kind of adjust the game plan here. You know, they've gone through it, but a lot of the times, again, it's just kind of the surprise factor that comes with either getting kicked when you least expect it, or whoa. Guys, trying to hold that Lord at least on the control on the bottom side. Now the mid, though, still the focus here. They're going to get cut off. Yums.
Spear of Misery. Yums going to be caught in a bad spot. RWM from Yehezkiel!
Swiping. Yums is down. Fabian gets one.
Spear of Misery!
It gets a stun. Sakai's pushed back.
No, Aaron Shiki! Brings forward, gets the killing spree. Yums and Skies is down. Aaron on the chase, waiting for the short. Now Fabian!
They're oiled up. Stormy's down. Fabian, that's another. Aaron Shiki is a man possessed.
Innocent trying to defend. Man, that Yehezkiel damage is ridiculous. Tier 2 falling in the mid lane. Aran looking for G Kundo. He has the way to dragon. Aaron sieging the base. Innocent trying to poke them down.
In the flash of an eye, 2 inhibitors have fallen, and Selangor Red Giants are reeling. They have but 1 inhibitor left.
And with that charge from Team Liquid ID, they have ballooned their gold lead up to this point. You saw just how decisive it is when they decide to go with these angles, cut off or surprise the Giants. And there's not much room for SRG to breathe, and that's where they're struggling, because even Innocent is scrapping for space to be able to move around and get those Rhapsody shots, get those Death Sonatas off.
Thousands of Suyu mains all around the world are salivating right now, looking at Fabian's 505 performance. He just picked up his BOD. This is a dream come true for Suyo. This is what you want to do. You just want to be able to surge in, Queller, and then just sever. Like, that's what he's been doing so far. And Selangor Giants, as soon as Yums actually find someone to jump on, the rest of them are half-head to no-go.
They got spotted out a lot, and I gotta give props to Aran, man. He's been the one forcing Yums into these bad spots. Earlier, you saw the Shunpu, just a little bit of a G-Kun going on. A tango with the Tyrant. Whips. And that's it. Fabian found the angle. We saw Aaron Shiki get the pin down. And with Yums down, there's no playmaker.
It's very rare that the problem overwhelms the solution. Kufra is a hero that usually just makes Cho stay put, but suddenly it's Aran who's forcing Yums to dance to his tune.
And that's why, again, there's so much that SRG has to pay attention to. Even now, that top side being pushed in, still with Witty waiting on the whims alongside Aaron Shiki. They know they want to fight for the space around the Lord, but they're going to have to deal with more of this.
Good poke. Yehezkiel's down to half. Innocent doing work here. You can see the damage dealt charts earlier. He was actually on top. Whoa. Shadow Kill Wind of Nature used up. Skies will back away. That's info though. No Wind of Nature on Aaron Shiki. That's Sonata. Not connecting onto anyone. Aran trying to block it. Witty.
RWM, Lord now down to a 10th of its health, and now they're underneath.
Fabian with the retribution, finding it. Yum's gonna be pinned down again. That's a split on Yezkiel, but he was just a bait. SOD from Chicky, diving deep and Purify. Aaron!
No! A little too deep. The untouchable one suffers a death, and Aran as well. Innocent gets a double.
That's three down. 3 down already. They are going to have to deal with clearing out the base. But SRG just might have bought themselves some more time into the game after that one. Interesting that Aaron Shiki decided to go in, even without the Wind of Nature.
It may have been a miscommunication. Aran saw 2, and I think there was more there than Shiki was ready to deal with. So, given how deep Widdy was as well, without the Revitalize, there was only so much they could have done. So Liquid ID now, they're going to have to suffer the consequences here and gain negative on this Lord.
Yep. No Lord advantage for Liquid ID. Well played from Selangor Red Giants. I think all this time from Game 1 to the 13th minute of Game 2, it's the unpredictability of Liquid that has really shaken them. The fact that they were able to finally read that unpredictability, the random engages, the ones that look kind of impossible almost, they found it, they read it.
They found it, and not only that, but they also capitalize off it. And if SRG continues to do that, at this point, honestly, even with the gold lead at TLID, it doesn't matter too much because it comes down to the decisions that SRG is able to make.
Game after game, match after match, SRG has proven that even if you have 6, 7, 8,000 gold on them, any fight is a fair fight, especially when you have this many items on Esan, this many items on Stormy, because I'm telling you now, Stormy's just built 3 major items. Usually if he gets the EG down at the right spot, that's enough to take him down.
Yeah, that's enough to go ahead and help with it, but still, part of that, if it's all going to be just a reenactment of what we just saw, at least leading into this next Lord, it's still a minute away, they still have plenty of time. It might be TLID that decides to go ahead and press it forward before that even comes up, before it even comes an option to get punished the way they did, where important battle spells or even defensive items are available to them.
All right, that is actually true. TLID still here in the driver's seat, but you can't deny the fact that SRG actually now know how to answer. They're not as up and on it as they were in the, 10-minute mark.
10 minutes,
so suddenly, Liquid ID, is this the way you want to go? Is this a cautious way the way you want to finish this game? Because I still think with Widdy on the chip and Aaron Shiki on the Moskov, you got to be a wild card.
Yeah, you have to be able to approach that the way they are, and SRG rising to the occasion so far, but also at this point, as they get in position, this is part of the difficult part is, that Tier 1's actually still standing. So they're kind of cut off to a certain degree on their side of the jungle, but they want to take that fight. If they want to go ahead and deal with this kind of space and make that work in their favor, then they rely on Cram. They rely on Yums to possibly set up. But then at the same time, you got to be able to peel. As long as Innocent has a Purify, for the most part, he's going to be fine. Stormy as well. Not this time around, not being able to fly away, but he can flicker. So they need to have someone to initiate, but also peel for them. This Lord is going to be started up, though. But they got to deal with the waves. Look at the positioning again on the top side.
Okay, Fabian walking up. Putting the torch down. Aaron Shiki jumping in as well. The SOD already used earlier. Cram with the split. Big resources spent. No shortcut, no SOD. Still an RWM and a way the Dragon to play with.
Looks like the call for Team Liquid ID is to burst the Lord. They're slowing down with a dance. Fabian coming in with charge surge.
Listen, Con Soul severed. That's a good win of Crown, but now Yums comes in. Eternal Guard to lock Fabian out. RWM, though, they're fighting in it now. Aaron Shiki out to the Eternal Guard. Prime going to be very low. Taken out, and now the stun. Fabian cuts him down. Aaron Shiki!
Traded out for 2 for 1. Cram for Widdy and Yehezkiel. Innocent from the back line. In comes Aaron.
Yums chase down. Liquid want to go and charge down on Yums. Aran, Jikundo knocking him up. Way the Dragon as well. Shiki go onto the waves now. Yums, no immortality.
And they are going to force it. Yums here, bouncing ball off. The pushback, the SOD. Aaron clicks it. He can't take down Stormy. Got immobilized.
He's going onto the turret. Buys immortality. Aran walking up. Yums charging his Hunter Revenge. Cancels it now as Aaron Shiki goes in for the piercing damage. The base will be turning it down. Aaron Shiki.
He gets it. They end the game just with the 2 of them really lining everything up to take game 2 here.
From underneath SRG's noses. Everyone wasn't ready for it. Down to the last breath. Liquid ID, what did I tell you? The wild card.
The wild card, the wild cavalry. They brought this lineup, they made it work. I mean, some of the team fights, there's just so much happening. But TLID locked in and got it done.
And as Witty the Wise said, after losing up against Fnatic Onyx Philippines, after us, we adapt.
We adapt, and that they did. Again, let's go ahead and throw it over to the panel to break down game number 2 for us.